Um, we should talk about Frostpunk again. How about that? Isn't that that is
Yes,
a
of
Yeah,
phenomenal
great.
idea? Okay. So we actually had one question on our Discord, which I have to now use from my phone. Wait a second,
you don't have
because
your computer.
I don't wanna make this more difficult than it already is. Um, the question was
So before we had some technical difficulties. If you're still watching, uh, and if you are, we are really grateful because that means you're a very dedicated person.
absolutely. We enjoy this.
All jokes aside. Benji, you
Yes,
ready with the question?
yes. The question was when we come to the app, what will the app do? What's going to be the function? How will it interact?
Okay, so I I won't say that when we get there, and we will see, because that would be a bit rude. But I don't want to, reveal at that moment. Um, it looks like we might get there. We don't want to be, very overconfident with this. Uh, but if we get to the stretch goal, then the main focus of the app will be that it will allow more than one person to enjoy their copy of Frostpunk the board game with another person or a group of people who also own a copy of Frostpunk. And those of you who are familiar with the On the Edge expansion for the digital version of the game uh, can get some spoilers there. Uh, and actually, a little bit of advertising for our friends from 11-bit Studios. They were so nice to put on a sale for Frostpunk, and it's like 66% discounted. So if you want those spoilers now is a good time to grab one. Um, and the idea for the app was to create some kind of connection between the settlements, and this is going to be the main focus of the app. Depending on how far we go, we might add some additional things. Um, and I think, Adam, you can actually spoil your idea, the one about the cards. If you think this is something you want to spoil right now,
Uh,
or leave the attention hanging. But I think it's something we can say.
uh, yeah, basically, app would be something like different mode for the game. This is one important thing. So it's not will be something like in other games that you can play with app or without the app. But if you play without the app, you lost some part of the game, yeah, because in the app there is much more because it's easier to add after release of the game. Here in the app, we will have what Jacob said. So different modes that let you play with different group of people, which their own piece of Frostpunk box. But what we can add to the app. Uh, that is more starting cards because as you see in the campaign we add some starting cards that let us change the difficulty level and all the starting conditions
Yeah, it
of
has a very big. Yeah.
your population, your resources, and with each different card, the game is quite different because if you start without, for example, coal, it's totally different that the game when you start without any food or with automaton or with lots of children and so on and so on. And what we want to add to the app is more of that starting cards, and we want to add them like in video games,
like a challenge.
Like a challenge. 2-week challenge, for example, playing on a one card. Everybody start playing that one card and check how it goes. And of course, what is important for me, we can add more difficulty to the game during the after the release, because people will learn how to play it. They will be play it better, so we have to throw in them new challenges.
There will be a special mode. It will be called Adam's Little Nightmare, and this is where you can go visit for his special cards.
I have actually another question, one that I can actually answer myself. People were asking, how is the localization going to happen, and will it use terms from the video game? And I can already answer yes, because we already got what it's called the localization kit for the video game. We have that. So the names from all the buildings, the text and stuff. So that's all going to be the same.
And
so,
I can actually say that this will happen for all the language versions, because all the ones that were originally translated for the digital game, because the localization kit we received from 11-bit Studios, thank you Jacek, it covers all the languages that were originally translated.
That's actually pretty cool. I have to say that from an editor standpoint, that is not normal. You'd think it would be, but especially when it comes to localizations, it's not easy. So that is really, really cool for us as well.
Yep.
Yeah. We actually have a question about the very, very hard mode. If you have any rough statistics from the winning ratio?
I'm silent now, Adam. You take the
stage. Jacob's statistics are quite different than other statistics. But we before the campaign starts, we have about 50 playtests on this version without any changes in between, and it was like 20% of winning, but the earliest win on the hard mode, so the mode people can play on TTS, was the third play. So nobody wins in their first one, nobody wins in their second one. So it's like Robinson, because if you win your first game, you probably play wrong. That's the answer.
I can completely attest to that. But we've progressed far so far. So we've gone to round 8.
Yeah,
on the prototype so far.
That's more than lots of people die in round 6 or 7. This is the most common moment to finish the game.
Yes, so you've already managed to be above that. That's great. I like that.
Yeah, but look out at round 10. Trust me, there is some surprises there.
The first storm is really, really difficult for us always, because when you went cheap and just built the tents, you're so screwed, and you really have to work hard to build better accommodations, as it should be.
Yeah, it wasn't very easy thing to design, because in a game where city building is always about getting more, because you build your mechanism, you build some connecting part, your engine, and adding this to survival game is quite difficult, because survival game is totally on the second side of what you want. It's that the game is getting harder and harder and harder. So connecting that two parts wasn't wasn't very easy, because on the one hand we want to give players more possibilities to use cool stuff like laws, technologies, upgraded buildings, and so on. But all that stuff cannot make this game too easy. So this is why the Storm are working like they are working in the game, and this is why the weather tokens on the generator track are going up. And in couple of first round, it's not so bad. You look, okay, it's just one more, two more call. But when you are in 8 round, 9 round, it's quite big because you need about 7 call each round, for example.
I already have another question, actually. If you can go on. Will there be more law consequences? Or will there be alternatives of cards? So like 276 cards, so that you can never be sure if the same consequence of one card will be the next one in the next game that you play.
Okay.
Actually, 2 questions, I suppose.
Yeah, that's 2 different questions. So there are places where we want to add more because it's mean more replayability, and this is, for example, Morning Deck, where we add already some cards in Frostlander expansion, because you use only part of that deck each game. Now we have about 36 cards then, and you will use maximum 11 each play if you survive all the game. Exactly the same with technologies, exactly the same with loss. But when we're talking about consequences of loss, it's not so easy because of two reasons. One is that making them quite balanced between each consequences you can get from one law, it's not so easy. That's the first one, and we want them to be connected with the team. Yeah, they cannot be just some consequences. You must feel that, okay,
sure.
Domestic violence is because crowded quarters. That kind of easy to understand for everybody. But this is the one thing. So there is no as much design space in that part as we want. But the second thing is that we don't want to add randomness to that part. We want people after a couple of plays to know what kind of consequences they can get from from each law. Of course, there will be some uncertain which consequence card get into the Dusk deck, but we don't want to make them totally random. We don't want to give people as many consequences they cannot even remember, okay, what can happen after that. So no, we probably stay with 2 consequences for each law, but if we talk about other cards, yes, we add lots of them already, and probably we'll add some more.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think the second part was this, do you ever think that there will be multiples of like Dusk cards, for example, when you choose? Will there be, for example, I don't know, when it says choose card 49, will there be 2 49s in the same way that there are 2 law cards, basically?
Not exactly that, but there are a couple of cards that are working in that way, because we cannot do something like this, choose this card or the other one, but there is a small hatch in that, because we can it can be connected to the round. So you can have something like this. If the round number is odd, add this card. If the round number is even, add this card. And this is the way, probably there will be a couple of that kind of cards. Yeah, this is what we can do.
Okay, let me see if there's more. Actually, I get an.
Sorry, as you speak, I will just let you all know that we have just published our 15th update, and if you haven't checked it or haven't seen what happened yesterday, I highly recommend to visit our campaign page right now. The link should be somewhere in the stream or in the comments section, because I think some of you might be quite interested in the add-on we have just published.
All right. So, do we have more questions? Let me see if we can find some more. Always the question: can you please ensure that sleeve cards will fit in the insert?
Yes,
talk about that already.
That is already confirmed. That was one of the first things I said to Michał Ozon. Please make sure that they will fit in, because that's like always 100 questions, and I ask them myself when I'm backing games. So
so this is you. Okay.
Yes,
now I know.
Popping in various campaigns and asking.
Okay.
You just want to make life difficult for the other ones. Just
the cards in normal way, so I don't like sleeves very much.
I actually only sleeve games that I play like a gazillion times. With board games, like normal board games, I haven't done so far. If I have something like a deck I go through, like for example the cards from Nemesis, I sleeve those. But that's just me being pedantic, probably. Yeah. I don't know.
each people have different preference here, but as I said, for example, deck building, I hate sleeves anything because I want to shuffle the cards in normal poker way, and with sleeves it's impossible. So
I can understand. I can feel with that heart. I can get that. So I don't have any more questions right now. There's the new update. Isn't that wonderful? Maybe we can talk about the game or about the campaign from our perspective a bit. Because at least I can say for me, it's also a bit of a journey, because we're not, we didn't talk about what's going to come. There's not enough time to talk about that stuff. So with each what's added and so on. So part of the journey. It's just normal. And it was really great to see that for us, how you expanded on exactly the things where we as a German publisher, where we thought that would be cool to have. That's the direction we would want this to go, and we didn't know. We already loved the base game. It was so solid, such a great experience that we from Frosted Games, we jumped on it like a tiger, as you remember. Loved it so much. But what you've added and the way you've added it through the different setups, that you changed the way the board is being constructed. I mean, there's so much possibility there. We absolutely love that. That's just a great way to go.
Well, this is something we were obviously inspired by the digital game and the way the scenarios and the setups worked there. So we had plenty of inspiration from the original game, but it's not saying that it was easy. All those things were a challenge for Adam and for Rafał, I think. But what we wanted to stress out with the way this campaign has been going, and with the way we've added certain elements to it, is we didn't want to make it exclusive in terms of Kickstarter, so it would be friendly to publishers, because from the very beginning we wanted to start this campaign with a lot of publishers, with a lot of localized versions, and with Michał Ozon on board, his knowledge of publishing and how such things work, we were able to sort of create that it's publisher friendly, and it's also backer friendly. Our backers are not only getting the whole Frostlander expansion for free, which is something that can be later on translated, that will have sufficient print run for the be able to put into the retail market. But maybe Adam, you could add a little bit more on the setups themselves.
Yeah, you know what you just told, that you know, the core game was quite complete. I think this is most important part if you start a Kickstarter, a campaign, and this is what I learned working with Awaken Realms, because we do quite similar Kickstarters with them. So what we want to have before Kickstarter starts, we want to have a tested game. And because, you know, promising, we can promise anything on Kickstarter, but I have to be sure that what we promise is possible to deliver. So when we have the core game and we, for example, have another setups, we always we can do this during the campaign, because we can always you know, check if that setup break anything. It's for now it's not perfectly balanced and so on, but we are sure that each setup is playable and don't break the game. And this is how we work, and this is why we can, for example, add the citizens and leaders, because we work on complete game, on complete core mechanism, and it's easy to add something, check it, and their promise if we can deliver that, and if it's possible to do so. For me, the most important part of Kickstarter is to have a ready game before, and that is what lets you work with people, with backers, with their ideas, because there are a couple of great ideas from backers, and some of them, especially Derek, I think he has some camera in my house, and he's reading my notes. So I'm not sure who for whom he is working. But, yeah.
Derek is an absolute madman when it comes to this campaign, and he's been such a help to us all. He's not employed by us. He's not a relative of Adam, but he's one what I call a primordial fan, and he's so big shout out to you, Derek. And
yeah, you know, we are sure that he's not our employee, but we are not sure we are not his employees.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Well, it's actually always great to have people who appreciate what you're doing and are making sure this is a relationship, you know, and not a one-way street in this fashion. We have an interesting question. Is the Playmat going to accommodate the whole game setup, or just the heat generator with the hexes, so just the main part? That's actually a good question.
Well, the Playmat will accommodate the main board with the in various setups with the rims that close it, and the generator. It's not going to accommodate the entire game, meaning all the boards and cards.
Okay. Actually, somebody was asking if the Playmat can be hexagonal in shape, so as to make it easier to fit the stuff around. It's actually, I mean, it's difficult. I know, because we're doing Playmats as well.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, and I think our good colleagues from Beyond Human Colonies They actually did hexagonal playmats. Adam, do you recall that?
I'm not sure because I was playing the game, but I don't look at the playmat.
Yeah, I know.
It could actually help because then you have more space because with the playmat otherwise you would losing space, right? Because you'd have to fit other stuff than on the playmat, and in that way you could have basically have the space back and have it still look good.
That's a good idea. We will definitely give it a solid thought, and with the company we will be making the playmats. I am sure we can get a few prototypes for testing and see what actually works best. We actually plan to post a lot of stuff regarding the manufacturing and production in the updates post the campaign, and set up a channel of communication between us and you, the backers, so the communication can keep on flowing.
And we have another question: will the playmat be double-sided to use for the new setup announced yesterday?
The playmat won't be double-sided because of the material used. Underneath, it's like this black neoprene foam that stops any kind of movement of the whole mat. So the surface is only printed. And the way it's designed, it will accommodate more than just the core setup.
Yeah, the canyon will fit into the mat. That's what we want to say, I think.
Can we talk about the generator for a second? And in regards to what you sent me, was it yesterday? Is that okay?
I wanted to say, everybody take your generators, but I forgot I asked Adam to send me his bag. So sorry for that. So only me and Benji.
We can also hold it in the camera, exactly. And it's, as you can see from my face, it's really massive. But we had a discussion actually about the generator. Maybe I can show that for a second let's try some new technical thing again, because that always works. So maybe I can show it. Everybody see it? How large it is? And we were talking about something in the way that the generator works, because up there you put in the malfunction cubes, and then you here have a drawer where the cubes can be retrieved. And now let's go back, and everything still works. And it actually had I want to say a bit of a problem, but when you pull out the drawer, then you have to touch the generator, and then the cubes can fall out. And you change that, so you're actually still also working on making it the best technical thing it can be. So I just wanted to mention that, because I thought that was really cool, because it was a criticism.
Yeah, we were constantly trying to improve that. This is something that the crowdfunding and Kickstarter allows for. We try to do something that Adam said. We want to have the core in terms of obviously the game, but also of all other aspects of a campaign working, and with more dynamic things, with things that are growing sort of with the campaign. There's always room for improvement, and they are always what we show is something that we've tested before. Doesn't mean that there isn't room to make it better.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a very interesting question. I think one that I can also answer is, when there will be more expansions in the future, will Frosted Games do them? I think I can already answer that with a resounding yes. So
yep,
absolutely.
Frosted Games forever.
No, I mean, this is maybe this is actually a real question. When this campaign ends and the game will be delivered, do you already know if this will be basically the end for Frostpunk? Will this be the final game, or have you planned a future on it based on its expandability?
I don't want to make any statements right now, but obviously the game was a huge success, and there are other ways we could explore it. Adam is a very busy man. But yeah, we're not saying the definitive no, but I don't want to throw any promises right now.
No, sure.
Or any dates or any kind of stuff like that.
No, that would make sense to me.
And when we're talking about any expansion, any big expansion for the game, it's much better that the bigger expansion are created after the game release, and this is better because this is huge game, so people have to learn the basic game that we can add more. This is the first thing, and the second, we can know from feedback what people want, what is working for them, what is not working. So I think when we start working on any expansion, it will be after the release, because we want to know what people think about the game.
Yeah.
What areas they would want us to explore more. What needs, in their opinion, changing, what they like, what they didn't. But also, this is something we plan to do with the app, because when and if we will be releasing it, we will release it at least a few months after the game has been delivered and actually available at retail. First of all, because we want to have the app localized, if not to all, then to most of the languages available. This is not going to be an app with so much content like the app for This War of Mine, where we actually had enormous problems with localizing it. And this is something that can be achieved here. And it goes in line with what Adam said about adding and expanding the game. That works best once the core, once what's already being created is out there on the market.
Yeah. So let us find out if there's more questions to be had. Otherwise, plus minus 5 minutes of technical difficulties. It's almost an hour, so we're making progress. Joke question: will there be enough orphans left for any sequels? You know, who knows?
Oh my god!
If you feed them, yes.
Exactly. Build some shelter. That would help. Let me see if there's more questions from our end. We'll find out. No, so far so good. No further questions. So, do we want to finish this, or do we want to have anything?
I have an announcement, or actually a plea for any who might be watching us. Yesterday, we've sent out this social media action called "Sending Out the Light of the Beacon." And we've actually copied some links for for various social media for you guys and girls to share. We have a little bit more to go to collect all the souls lost in the Frostlands. So if you can check update number 14 and click on those links and share them, I'd be really grateful.
Absolut. Auch ihr Deutschen draufklicken. So.
Okay, I have
German
no
too.
announcements.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not marketing man.
Well, in any case, I can say it was an absolute pleasure of having you here, talking with you, talking about the game. As I said, it's been a wild ride for us as well. We love working with you guys. We can't wait to finish this in German. The second I will deliver the files for the German version, this will be really great. And then seeing in German, that will be amazing. And well, thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you very much.
And talk to you soon, I want to say.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, bye. Thank you guys
bye,
for watching,
everybody.
everybody.
Have fun and play games.